Hey everyone, coldbrew here. Welcome to Might and Magic Era of Chaos. We'll be doing a first impressions video for this game. As it's a sponsored game, it's actually paying the bills this time. So definitely checking this game out. I've been playing it a little bit. I'm level 46. I'll show you everything that this game's about, featuring the Kingdom of Arathia. That's where the whole thing is played out. And we've got some big events that you need to know about. Big events featuring the lucky draw events and the hero voting events. The lucky draw event will go out and check right now. It can actually give you $300 worth of actual games made by Ubisoft. We'll see all the games featured in their promo page, and the hero voting event actually gives you physical rewards, so not just digital games. All right, first things first, you need to have your unique ID once you download the game on your phone. You get this ID here on the top, you copy it and have it ready. You know your level, in-game level 46 as an example for me right now. So let's go over to the lucky draw page, where there's going to be a link down in the description and comments of the video on how to get there and how this works. We'll show you right now. So this is the lucky draw page that you'll see once you go to the link down below in the description. $300 worth of games: Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and Riders Republic, and also participation rewards worth of $100 for the Might and Magic game. But the games are then separate. There's gonna be lucky winners based on this. 50 winners will be picked out based on your participation. It's not guaranteed for everyone, of course, but if you're lucky, then you can get it. You have 4 weeks to actually enter and win the possible rewards, and you have to check out the page once the countdown goes to 0. So first things first, you log in right here. I just copied my unique ID. My Lord level is 46. Read and agree, we'll read that later, I guess, maybe. And then we just click login, and now this should actually just log into the page. See, I'm logged in, and then I click claim my lucky number. Welcome, Lord coldbrew. I click claim my number. It's gonna go, and the higher number you get, the better chances you'll have. So look at that, I get 96735,838. This is actually pretty high because it starts with a 9. This is actually pretty high. I hope I can get something out of this. Wow, because these games are so interesting. Once you've done that, you need to check on when this draw is actually over, and lucky winners will get the games that I've just mentioned. And this is just one part of the event that the game is celebrating with. Might and Magic is celebrating with. The Mega Ubisoft Games Pack is just great. It's just insane amount of value. So coming back into Might and Magic, this is the game. This is how it looks like. Before we get into the actual fight and how fights look like, we'll go over a little bit through the units that we have available on my account. I did summon quite a few units. Not every single unit that is available, there's a ton more available, but I do have a ton of units leveled up to 45, which is my account level, which is the maximum. 45, 46. Actually, I should have leveled them a little bit. We've got offensive, defensive, charging, ranged, and casters. You can use those in different strategies in order to push through both PvP and PvE situations. So definitely there's a lot of strategy behind on how you put your formations out there. Basically the charging units are the most essential in understanding on how it works. That's what I found. So we'll go into the actual campaign and do some fights in there just to see on how this works. But I'm a bit over leveled compared to the power of the enemy. So right here we see that the enemy has 2 defensive units right on the front. I don't want to hit the defensive units with my charging unit, so I'll have my charging units on the top and on the bottom right here, so they can charge all the way back right here and go and hit their casters. These are the enemy's casters, just by the power, by the way. 100,000 power compared to 34,000. This is going to be very easy, but this is the kind of strategy that you need to think before we get into the battle. I've got my casters right here. I've got my archers in the back. That makes sense, okay? Those units are not tanky enough to survive the big hits, so they need to stay in the back. They cannot even go to the front. You can't even put them in the front in there. But the front and backside formations all have their own strategy behind it, and the game teaches you on how to do those specific strategies, by the way. Let's go into the battle to see the actual showcase and how everything works. All right, there's my charges here in the top. Let's put it on maximum speed here and see everyone going. I'll also put the skills go on auto and have the fight battle out. So look at that, very easy fight victory. We got it in 24 seconds. Pretty easy to push through this. But as you move forward, you're going to find more difficult and more difficult stages to be through. The campaign is always going to be easy. In every single game out there, the campaigns are easy because they want you to push through, become stronger, so that then you can go in and fight those PvP fights, which can be way more challenging. All right, and an example of this is of course the challenging Endless Inferno. The difficulty here is at stage 93, insanely difficult, and as you progress through, the stages become even more difficult with difficult opponents throughout this endless tower mode. All right, next up is going to be the siege battles, the defense battles, where you have to protect your own castle against the opponents. These opponents can even take down your walls, but throughout these fights you are destined to take them out, and as long as you get more powerful, you'll be winning these fights and defeating the opponents trying to take over your own castle. In the Colossus, we'll go to the arena where these actual players out there who have better accounts than me, and that's where it's going to be very challenging to beat them. So look at all of these. 115,000 power is the closest one that I can maybe beat. This guy has 34,000 power, so he's relatively easier. Like, if I would try to get the maximum amount of rewards, I would attack this one first and wouldn't even dare to go against the 115, because this one probably has a really solid team behind it. Let's have a look at the 86,000 power and how we can possibly beat them. All right, so this one has the defensive units here in the bottom. He's got the offensive units, then the casters, and then 2 archer units. So what I will do is I'll do a very similar kind of setup, but I'll have my archers here on top. All right, and then I'll have my own archers here in the back, have my caster there. I do have 2 defensive units and 2 charger units. So the whole thing behind my strategy is that my chargers are gonna go up against the empty formation out there, and we'll go to the backside and just kill off these units, which will be doing the most amount of damage. Even though I have a good amount of power against this one specifically, it still can go either way, and especially if you go out and do it on auto, you might miss out on a few things. So we're doing great. See, the charger units are really a solid strategy that you need to follow, but you see the enemy team is doing some solid damage to my units. I'm at about 50% here, but I did manage to beat him out and just overpower him with the surviving units. Look at that, and I got some rewards here. I got 1 fragment of rock right there, so that's pretty cool. And I'll show you another good feature through this game. So if you ever thought that this game might take a lot of your time, this is a very cool feature. This one is actually a game speed up. Look at that. You can actually speed up everything in the game and make everything go faster. Do your dailies very quickly and just leave the game and do other stuff. But that's it for the game. There's a lot of things to discover, way more than I can show in a 5-minute video or so. So definitely check out the game on your own. There's going to be links, as I said, down in the description and comments of the video. Finally, before we close off, I did mention the hero voting event that will come. There's going to be different stages for you to explore, and each stage has its own physical rewards. Of course, that's not for everyone. Again, it's gonna be depending on if you can get lucky and get those physical rewards. But the hero voting event, it's something that you definitely need to check out. So go out, download Might and Magic right now, check it out. Might and Magic Era of Chaos will be available through the link down below. Lucky draw event, hero voting, plus a great game for you to check out. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.